Cars going everywhere. Looked like 20 got a run on the 2. The 2 moved down to block him on a move he made low, and Tony went high, and the 2 come up and turned himself in the wall, and Tony went down in his teammate. I was just trying to get through there. It's been a wild practice, and so it'll be interesting to see, how this all unfolds. So.
Are you all done with this practice session now? Is it just too wild out there? You're going to park it?
We weren't going to run too much. We liked our car really from the get-go right off the trailer, so we weren't going to change too much, and that was a good enough reason to quit right there.
All right. Well, we've had a lot of action on the racetrack so far, Mike.
And what he's talking about yesterday, I think it was in media day, Junior said, "All right, I want to see how serious NASCAR is about letting boys be boys," and so tonight we'll find out how serious they are about letting boys be boys.
Let's take a look back. The 07 Clint Boyer getting into Ryan Newman. Newman goes down. Newman comes up. Johnson, Gordon, Gilliland, Elliott. Carl Edwards also involved. And everybody will be going to backup cars. They talked it over. It was one of those racing deals. Now, what Dale Jr. just talked about was first Tony trying to go low on Kurt Busch and getting blocked, and then trying the high side and getting blocked, with Kurt ending up in the wall, and then coming off turn 4, everybody trying to hit pit road at the same time. And they are now having a discussion with Robert Pemberton and John Darby.
I'd like to tell you, I wish I was a fly on the wall, but I have been a fly on the wall.
It's not a lot of fun.
It's not very pretty.
Plus the 2 fellows with the fly swatters walked into the truck to conduct the meeting. Not good.
I've been a fly on the wall in that meeting.
Krista.
Down here with Greg Biffle, another one of those drivers that just decided to just kind of hang it up for the night. It's getting a little squirrely out there, huh?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I was right behind that whole thing. I missed both those wrecks by a little bit. Hopefully I've got that kind of luck in the shootout in the 500 this weekend. But, I think the fans are in for a big show down here, obviously, with what we've seen so far. And I tell you what, I'm excited Ken Squire's back doing some of this coverage. I think he's doing a fantastic job. But it looked to me like the 20 was getting Mickey Mousing with the 2 there, and the 2 was kind of blocking him. And it looked like the 20 turned to try and shoot the top. And it looked like he had a little too much momentum going up and maybe kissed the fence on his own and then got back down into the 2. I'm not sure. Camera angles are really hard to tell, and the 11 was in front of me. So certainly don't want to point any fingers at anybody for that incident, but we're getting pretty aggressive out there for not a lot of money on the line right now.
And our monitor, by the way, guys, the most important commodity down here. Greg Biffle, Denny Hamlin, everyone crowding around the monitor to see that replay.
Thanks, Krista.
And I think I agree with Greg, and Darrell and I were talking about that during the break. Pushing the envelope this hard and this close for a practice session.
Well, what's that old saying? Nobody wins practice.
But by the same token, I got to tell you, nobody knows what this car will do either.
Agree. You've got to find out what your car will do.
You're really putting this car probably in some very precarious situations, trying to say, okay, my car will do this, my car will do that. And unfortunately, they're getting themselves in a lot of trouble here.
Now, what I was watching a while ago, even though we had no cars on the racetrack, as we watched Dave Blaney go out, let's look at Reed Sorensen in the 41.